Hey guys, Ralph Havens here, and it's getting late, but let me just see what the AQI is. We are in a major smoke down mode here in Bellingham, Washington, on the west coast of the US. Let's just see if we can get this. Air quality. I feel like a smoker. Index. But um, but I just got a message from my coach. I just love my coach, and we're talking more and more about how to get this information out to people, the healing message, like how to bring healing to the world. And let's see, I guess we don't need to know. We're at about a 200 on the air quality. Let's see where we're at. A 196. It's unhealthy. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Let me just because it's wild. Yeah, we're at a 196. Here it is. So yeah, Bellingham, Washington, 196. This is what the West Coast looks like right now. Green is good. Red and purple and dark purple is not good. So that's the West Coast of the US. Pretty crazy, huh? So so it's interesting. I did a 10-second session for a bunch of healers and teachers and coaches on the internet. You could look for it on my site. And this morning, and people were having big shifts in how they moved, their physical body. And my coach was asking, she says, that's for physical stuff, right? It's not for the mental, emotional, spiritual stuff, is it? And I had to let her know that when a shoulder goes from here to here, or somebody's walking and they feel taller, or they're looser, or scoliosis clears, or they just feel looser, happier, better, it's not just the physical body that just changed. The deal is, though, we don't know everything that just changed. So that's why it's kind of cool just to keep an eye on it, to keep a journal and write down other things that are different since a session like that. So you can look for my other session on Facebook or YouTube that I did just today, 10-second session. But then it's kind of cool to notice what else is different, because you could miss the miracle. You could just discount it. You might miss that what it was all about, what really changed. Because I've seen some things change that are beyond belief. And one of the things when I think of like how does it work, the funny thing is I don't even know how Zoom works or how Wi-Fi works or how cell phones work, but we do know how to use it, right? We know which buttons to push and what to do, but we don't know how it works. Some people do, I suppose, but it's kind of like that with this sort of thing. And there are physics to describe it. The physics of Nassim Haramein, you know, that there's more mass and information and energy in every proton than in the entire known universe. That's like weird, but that's what the physics shows. The Schwarzschild proton, you could look it up. And but there's a secret. There's one thing, you know, I spent $750,000 on my training over 35 years to be able to help people with their healing of all sorts of things. And there's a thing that you can start to play with that I'm using that's quite interesting, and it's showing up today. And so what you could do, and it's in the last chapter of my book, Enlighten Up and Get What You Want. It's in pretty much every spiritual tradition that has any kind of big tradition to it. And that is, it's kind of like when the guy that started neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, Richard Bandler, was he had many people that came to him, were brought to him by other doctors and stuff that were psychotic and really, really depressed and suicidal. And he had this one guy come to him, brought to him, that was suicidal, depressed, and real in apathy. And Richard Bandler didn't say anything. He just sat there. And the guy started to feel kind of funny. And finally he looked at him and he said, "You can't make me happy just by being happy." And Richard Bandler just kind of kept hanging out. And so one of the secrets to this whole thing, it sounds Pollyannish, it sounds ridiculous, it sounds like, yes, isn't that nice, Ralph, is to be happy and actually to train yourself and to make a decision to be happy. There's a funny movie called Kumari. it starts off as a spoof documentary thing, but gets really serious and really spiritual and really deep. Deepak called it a very powerful spiritual movie. But the guru guy in that says it's so cool. His job is to be happy. And one of the big secrets is to make a decision to be happy. Now, there's something funny that happens a lot of times when that shows up. You get a chance to really put it to the test and to see how far it really can go. Like, can you be happy right now when the whole West Coast is on fire and we are stuck in our houses? Thank God there's not a fire right outside our house. But I think I saw something in the news today. And I don't tend to watch the news, but I had to kind of see, is there a fire right around us? And it said 1/8 of the population of Oregon has been evacuated. It's like, that's true, that's crazy. But what can happen when you make this decision, and it's a daily decision, is that the universe, God, whatever that is, can start to put something in your path that looks like an absolute disaster. And then it becomes, okay, are you serious? Were you serious when you said, I've decided to be happy? And you could take that and see how far does that go. You know, my company is Beyond Limits with Ralph Havens. And it's interesting, I came up with that title many years ago, and it's coming to be like, oh yeah, what is there a limit to this? Like, you know, you don't want to wish bad things on yourself, but when something happens that feels really disastrous, you know, we have the lockdown, we have the mask wearing, we have the vaccine thing, we have a lot of borders closed. We have a lot of stuff that makes us go, what is going on? But I made a decision I'll just give you my secret. One of them is to make a decision to be happy. And then what happens is the stuff that happens that makes it feel like, ooh, I don't feel like I want to be happy to this. There's a way to go inside and clear that. There's a way to go inside and clear that. And then what happens is the disaster brings up the stuff that's already in us. And the stuff that's already in us now has a chance to clear. If it wasn't for that disaster, if we didn't have that disaster, if we didn't have these fires, and I hate smoke, if we didn't have these disasters, we wouldn't have to go inside and then sit with that. And if you've been working with me one-on-one, then you know that process. It's really deep, it's really powerful. We've seen big changes into all sorts of stuff with it. But that is the key. That is one of the keys. There's many paths up the mountain probably, you know, but and Matrix Energetics is awesome. I love it. It's a thing to learn and do and get. And we're doing a big session this week from Sunday. But for a group, look for that. But one of the shortcuts is to make a decision to be happy and then go sit with whatever shows up around the decision. So message me if you want more information. I can point you to ways to go inside. My voice sounds like a smoker. So I just had to get this one out there today. And let's get out there and live. Let's really live. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I do these every day. All right. Bye now.